Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So, a lot of things happened this week. Saw Sarah McKay and had quite a long conversation with her. I think I was in there for almost an hour and a half. So, lots of things. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. So, went in there and weighed myself before I went in, and according to my scale, it said I was 384. And go in up there to Sarah McKay's office, and sure enough, my scale was actually right. For once, it was actually right. So I was so surprised. So with that being said, that's 19 pounds. 19 pounds gone. Whew. Wow. I mean, that just blows my mind. That's a lot of weight. 19 pounds. And so that was on Tuesday, and we talked a lot about things. We talked everything from COVID-19 and the surgery. Apparently, with the whole COVID-19 thing, the up there in South Bend, they have a centralized clinic for crazy cat, for injections of the new COVID. I don't know what exactly they call it, but she called it BAM. It stands for something, BAM. It stands for something, but she couldn't remember because, you know, medical lingo, you know, it's it's yeah. But anyways, you have 10 days once you figure out that you have COVID. Either your doctor sends you or something like that. Then you go up there and they put kids and cats, don't worry about it, I'm fine. They put an IV in your arm, and it takes about an hour or so for this stuff to get into your system. And then they've had really good turnouts on how the medicine's been reacting to COVID patients. So so that's fantastic. So if you think that you have COVID or are getting a test for it and the results come back positive, call your doctor and say that you want to go up to the designated spot and to get the injection, say the BAM injection, and your doctor should know what's going on. But once again, I am not a physician. I am nowhere even close to being a doctor. So once again, take all of this with a grain of salt. This is for entertainment purposes only, but if you do, call your doctor, consult your actual physician, and they will help you. Okay? That don't take my advice for it. Just listen to your doctor, but say, you know, we heard that there's one up in South Bend. Okay, so that's an option for those of you that are struggling with COVID right now. I wish I would have known from my aunt, but that wasn't there at the time. So rest in peace, aunt. And so anyways, let's talk more about what happened in the actual meeting. Apparently the nurse that I have up there that checks me in and everything before I actually see Sarah, she actually had the bariatric surgery, and she was on her 6th month or entering her 6th month, and she lost 20 pounds before the surgery, and 6 months later she said that she had lost 95 pounds. 95 pounds. Wow, that just blows my mind. 95 pounds. I can't even remember when I was 95 pounds lighter. I mean, that was a few years ago. It's just, can you imagine 95 pounds? I mean, that's just blows my mind. And she looks fantastic, and she looks wonderful. And, you know, she says she's got, you know, new motivation for life, and, you know, just more energy. She's more upbeat, more, you know, more spunk. You know, it's just, life is better. And, you know, that's just, wow, that's fantastic. I also asked her a few personal questions, you know, like, what does the surgery actually feel like afterwards? I mean, do you feel like there's an empty spot? I mean, how do you feel? I mean, because they're taking out a large portion of your stomach, so therefore there's a big gap there, you know. And she couldn't quite explain it to me. She goes, it's different, you know. You don't, I mean, you kind of notice it at times, but, you know, especially right after the surgery, I mean, you notice it. But she goes, you know, after 2 weeks or so, you know, you sometimes think about it, and then, you know, sometimes you don't, you know. So it's kind of, yeah. So I thought that was interesting. But, you know, just like everyone's been saying, you know, you're going to have to really watch your meals, make sure you get the protein that you need, which, remember, for big guys like me, be about 80 grams of protein a day, and 64 ounces of water a day. Not pop, not tea, nothing else, just water. Okay, 64 ounces, that's 8 glasses, 8 cups of water. And some people might think that's a tall order, and for some it might be, but it just, you know, you got to make sure you do it. Now, get that protein in and all that other good stuff. Also, we talked about post-surgery with the nurse, and I asked her, I go, how do you feel after? I mean, I mean, does it hurt a lot? Do you feel it after a while? She goes, well, are you a side sleeper, back sleeper? I go, well, I can't sleep on my back or stomach. I don't know how people do that. I can't. I'm a side sleeper. She goes, ooh. She goes, well, you're going to be feeling that one. Really? Well, think about it. You know, you got 5 stitches around your belly. You know, one of which is going to be a little bigger than the others, because that's where they're going to be pulling out the excess stomach. And she goes, yeah. She goes, sometimes I would turn over and it would just, you're like, oh my God, because she goes, it's like, it felt like I was ripping on the inside. And I'm like, ooh, that doesn't sound good. She goes, I actually called Sarah and said, you know, is this normal? Is this, you know, do I need to come up and see the doctor? She's like, no, you're okay. It's just, it feels like it, but it, she said after about your first week or so, it gets better. After 2 weeks, it gets a lot better. You know, there's a reason why they give you pain pills that you take as needed. I gotta hope those work, because I don't have a real high pain tolerance. I really don't. So I hope it works. Yeah. So let's see. What else did we talk about? You know, we talked about the whole COVID thing. We talked about the post-surgery a little bit, you know, on food and stuff. Remember, it's going to be a pure all-shake diet for a while afterwards, and then you will gradually step up to puree, you know, food that's been mushed into like a, yeah, almost a shake. And then from there, slowly introducing, you know, the solid foods and stuff. Yeah. So that's that. Let's see what else. Oh, and then 2 days later, on Thursday, I went in for a procedure to make sure that my stomach is okay. Remember my last video, she's like, okay, well, you know, the during the consultation, the lady's like, whoa, now wait a minute, you haven't had your stomach looked at? Like, no. She's like, well, that's a little odd. So, so yeah. So anyways, basically what it was is they knock you out, put a scope in camera and light down your esophagus, out of your throat, and check out your stomach. I have here my post stuff. Yeah, so they found that I have a small hiatal hernia, HIATAI hernia. Other than that, my stomach's fine. No specimens collected, so yeah, so everything's fine. Yeah, so basically well, I'll put it up here so you can see better, but basically they've got 5 different pictures, and note to self, if you don't want to see this next part, skip over this next part. I'll actually be showing the pictures of what this report shows. I mean, so viewer discretion advised. May not be for everyone, but yeah, I mean, just it shows of what the inside of the stomach looks like, and it shows the hiatal hernia, and everything else looks normal. So I'll take a picture of those and put those up here. But yeah, so be right back. Well, here we are, post Thursday upper GI endoscopy and endoscope, whatever. So yeah, everything turned out fine. Turns out that I have a small hiatal hernia. So I'll go over more when I get home, but that's just a quick update from the hospital. So yeah, I'll also take pictures and put up on here of the other things that that they said. Yeah, surgical site infection, COVID-19 stuff. You know, just very basic things. You know, how they prevent it, you know, lots of hand washing, stuff like that. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. But yeah, everything's fine. Got that out of the way. Just had the hiatal hernia, which is nothing. Yeah, everything's fine. So yeah, we'll just go from there. So all that is left now is a psychology report from a head doctor. I'm sorry, I can't say it. From a head doctor to make sure that I'm mentally capable of getting the surgery done, which I'm sure I am. So that's coming up in about 2 weeks or so. And yeah, so until then, just taking care of sick kids. Yeah, just sick kids, and just one day at a time. So, all right, so that does it for this video. So like, subscribe, let me know what you think down below. Once again, I am not a doctor. You know, everything that is for entertainment purposes only. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will forward on to the to my doctors and see what they say about it. If you read down in the comment section below, I've already answered a few in previous videos, a few questions that people have asked, and I've answered them to the best of my ability. And if I don't know them, I'll forward on to my dietitian and nutritionist and see what they say, and then I'll get back to you. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you all have a fantastic evening, and stay safe out there. Stay safe out there, and just be kind to one another, and God bless all of you. All right, have a good one. See ya.